Harley Bassman's Pfix with Simplify that you can hedge out that duration risk. And he's been talking about this for the better part of a year and a half. It was the cheapest
No,
trade on
I
the
own
street.
Pfix. I
And
own Pfix.
and that and that's what I use to hedge out the inflation risk. So I
Well,
mean, we've got to pick our
I
poison, right? There's never going to be a time in the market when we can say definitively this is the strategy, right? These are
For
always
sure.
the questions
but
we're going to be stuck with.
bear in mind when Pfix was issued at $50, it proceeded to go down to $38 the first 6 months. And I bought it at 48, and then it went down. I bought some more at 42, and it went to 38. And I was concerned, but by the way, I don't like. I guess you're right. It is hedging, but most times when you hedge, you end up with not one bad position, but now you have two bad positions.
Oh, I agree. I don't use more than, I mean, I think he's really careful with sharing how he believes to use it, 5%
Right.
for the amount of duration risk that you have. So it's a lottery ticket, right? So if things go really wrong, like they have for the past year and a half, that's been a
Right.
great trade. So I don't
It's
know.
more like
I
it's
was just
insurance,
I'm not
right?
saying I know. I just love this conversation about duration risk and find it fascinating. But when I can get 4.5% guaranteed by buying a treasury and holding it until maturity, it's been a long time since we've been able to do that. That's all.
Yeah, and it's been a long time where you're getting a coupon and you're getting a yield that is going to cover um, price decline, right? Because I just said now, if that 4.5% bond goes to 5.5%, you're going to be down approximately 2.5 points on the price of your bond, but so that's only 2.5%, but you're going to get a 4.5% coupon payment that's going to cover that principal loss.
Except that you got to pay income tax on the 4%. Don't forget that. So
Don't file.
you don't file income tax?
No, I'm saying no. No,
He's
you can
joking.
put it in a 401k.
But that's where Canada, I would have put it into a TFSA for that client with that $200,000, like I had mentioned earlier, and zero taxes after the 5 years.
No, but you're right. He's right about you have to.
But at least it's state tax exempt.
Bobby, here's
So
what I do. I'm a futures broker, and I can do futures contracts on 10-year notes or 30-year bonds, and I would sell calls. I would sell calls every quarter, so I'd have 4 option cycles a year on your $100,000. I'd probably buy $50,000 and keep $50,000 in reserve, but I would sell calls every quarter against the position, against the underlying. And I would probably try and talk you into, if you were serious about bonds, I would try and talk you into do half of that 50,000 in T bonds or in treasury notes, and half of it in silver. And silver, I would do 5 contracts a year and selling out of the money calls by $2, and you'd be really, really, really impressed with the percentage returns on it.
Well, I listen. So, yeah, I can't argue with that.
I can't say I've ever looked at silver like that. Interesting. Isn't it volatile?
Thank you, Jim.
Yeah.
Jim with the crowd silencer.
Did Neely
Is it?
leave?
I mean,
Yes,
so
we
you're
had
buying
leave.
you're buying them out of the money. You said by a small margin just to hedge your position of the actual.
Yeah, everybody take a timestamp at 10:30. Jim was truth bomb.